I get asked all the time, how do I make my solos sound melodic? How do I go from sounding to sounding something like something like that? I just made that up. So there's 4 things. I want to show you 4 things that you can do to every single note in order for stop sounding like a robot or a beginner going up and down a scale. The first one, and you can download a little book, this one over here, that goes into detail on how to start playing solos and how to make them sound great. But the first one you can do is slide. And what slide is, it's just getting one note and going and targeting another. So you can start on any note you want, but you need a target note, right? So I'm just going to target that note, and I can slide up 2 frets, for example. Start here and end up here, right? Or I could slide down, for example. Or I could slide that up the whole fretboard. So I'm going to be using this little box included in that book. And let's just, for example, let's just slide through that box, right? That's one of the simplest licks you can do, but see, now you've got a little lick just with slide. Another thing you can do is bending. Bending is a little bit more difficult. So again, you want a target note, and you want to bend the string, changing it in pitch till you hit that target note. So if you bend up to that note, you want to match that pitch. So if you end up halfway, it doesn't sound really nice. So you want that note, right? You can also pre-bend and then go down to that note. So you pre-bend and then you flick that string and you end up on that note. So again, if we get that little box again, so the box is here, but I'm just playing 3 notes. I could bend and slide, for example. I just made that up. Or I could pre-bend. See how now it starts to sound a little bit melodic, right? Okay, so the third thing you can do is a hammer-on. And a hammer-on, imagine you're hammering onto something. So for a hammer-on, you select a note behind your target note, so lower in pitch from your target note, and then you flick that note. So my target note is this one. You flick the note behind it. I'm going to choose it 2 frets behind it. And then you hammer on your finger without strumming, without flicking the string again onto your target note. So you can do 1 fret, you can do 2 frets, 3 frets, 4 frets, whatever you want to do. So that, with that little lick we had, sounds something like this. Or you could do, see? Or you could do, now you can start combining things, right? Slide and hammer on. Or bend and hammer on. That didn't sound that great. Bend, let's bend down. Something like that, right? And the 4th thing you can do is pull off. And this, I think, is the most difficult to get, because if you're full blast with an electric, you're going to make it sound. But if you're playing on an acoustic or something like that, you're going to really have to do this intentionally. And pull off, what it means is, instead of choosing a note behind, lower in pitch to your target note, you choose a note higher in pitch to your target note. And you need to fret 2 fingers at the same time. So 1 and 2, for example, this is my target note. And you're going to choose a note higher in pitch to that. And then you're going to flick that note. And then you're going to let go of that note. But you realize that's not very powerful. So what you want to do is you want to flick the note while you go to your target note. So see how that sounded a lot more powerful? So you could go, and that's your little lick, right? So now if we combine all those things together, you can start sounding really cool just with that little box.